Welcome to the Platinum Awards. We're handing out awards for 2023 games, whether it's the best games of 2023 or the best Platinum trophies I've played this year of 2023. We're going to do both. We're going to hand out some awards for these. And I'm going to start with my games of the year, my top 5. Now, of course, there are a lot of games that I didn't play. With how many games came out this year, how could you play them all unless like you got an insane amount of time on your hands? There are tons of games I didn't get to that I really wanted to play this year but didn't get to. But I've got a good amount of them, and we're going to talk about them one by one. Let's get into it. Let's not waste too much time here. We got to start with our very first game we're going to talk about in the number 5 position. Chia. This is the PlayStation Plus game that they dropped, day one exclusive. Now, when I dropped into it and got the plat, I kind of felt like it overstayed its welcome when it comes to the platinum side of things. But the game itself is very colorful, very flavorful, very fun. The story is great. You get to do some cool things, see some cool sights. New Caledonia is definitely a cool place that I didn't know anything about. I didn't even know it existed before this game came out. And you get a cool story as well that's surprisingly dark at certain times. For such a colorful game, the story can get pretty dark, certainly. And it was just a neat surprise to check this one out. I think it's great, and I think you guys should check it out if you haven't. But now let's get to the one that came out early in the year in January and came out absolutely swinging. This game was my game of the year for a little while until the number 1 game on this list came out. But this game is SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake. Now, if you have played Battle for Bikini Bottom, if you're a fan of that game, this game is the perfect quintessential sequel to that game. Purple Lamp really understood the assignment here, and they made such a great follow-up to that game. The Cosmic Shake has all the fun, all the whimsy, all the jokes, all the good stuff you can get from the SpongeBob SquarePants cartoon, and they infused it in here with a great story, with great boss fights like Battle for Bikini Bottom has. And it just blew my mind that they were able to do this, considering that a lot of other SpongeBob games that followed up Battle for Bikini Bottom weren't quite what we wanted. Like, maybe the movie game was awesome, but everything else just kind of like mediocre. This isn't mediocre. This is a great game that you need to check out, and this won't be the only time I'm talking about this game on this video. Then we'll get to, now I can finally celebrate this game. Finally, I have an opportunity to talk about it in a good light. Cyberpunk 2077, we're talking about both the Phantom Liberty DLC, which is excellent, and we're rolling it in because of the 2.0 update, making the game even better. And as I talk, they're working on the 2.1 update. I'm not sure if it's been released or not, but that's adding more to this game. They definitely redeemed themselves with this game, adding essential content to the game, fixing it, because I played this game at launch and it crashed on me 30 times. Now going back and playing about 20, 22, 23 hours of Phantom Liberty, the game only crashed on me once. So that's a big improvement. Like, playing the game January of 2021 and playing the game September of 2023, it's a night and day difference. This is now the time to play this game, and the Phantom Liberty expansion is excellent. There are great endings to the DLC that will keep you going right to the end, and they even added a very surprising, very profound, an extra ending to the game that, man, they really knocked it out of the park. They really bookended this, and I'm just over the moon excited for Cyberpunk 2, which a small team is working on pre-production now. Most of the team is working on the next Witcher game, but they're getting started on making Cyberpunk 2. I'm just super excited, and I'm glad this game had the glow up that it did. Alrighty, now number 2 for my best games of the year is Marvel's Spider-Man 2, a highly anticipated sequel. Definitely anticipated this one. The first Spider-Man on PS4 is my favorite PS4 game that they released during that generation. I loved it. And does this one live up to that? In ways, yes, and in ways, no. I think the story is not as good as the first one, but the gameplay and the activities that are in it are definitely better than the first one, and this makes this game excellent. I had a good time with it, and I think it is excellent enough to be on the second place spot on my list. I mean, some of the moments in this had me on my feet, and sometimes feet off the ground as I pounced from the couch, because there are some excellent fan service moments. There are some excellent renditions of characters that we know and love in the Spider-Man universe in here, and there's a promise of more to come with like the ending signifying certain things possibly happening, and maybe certain characters coming back. So overall, I think the story is a bit of a regression, but the game is still excellent. It still grabs my second place spot on this list. And now, my game of the year for 2023 is Hogwarts Legacy. And this was a toss-up, really, because it could have been Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I think that just with the amount of love put in this game and the amount of attention to detail they put in this game, this is any Harry Potter fan's wet dream of a game. Mar the fact that they needed to put Quidditch in it, but I assume or hope that they'll put it in the second game. I don't think they're gonna put it in as DLC at this point. I'm not sure. But other than that, this game, the way the castle is constructed with all the callbacks to different things in the books and in the the movies and other content that we've had for Harry Potter stuff, the way it's all done is just so lovingly done. And I think the characters, especially your companions, are excellent, and their side quests are excellent. Like, they're the best part of the whole experience is solving these side quests and solving their issues and just following these rabbit holes through. I think the way they constructed the world around Hogwarts is excellent as well, especially when you go into Hogsmeade and you go into the forests around it, and there's plenty of cool activities you can do, plenty of cool side quests that lead down some cool rabbit holes. I think the story is a little bit lacking. I think the villain is a little bit bland, and they could have put some of the love and attention that they put in these side quests, because those are fire. They needed to take a little bit of that and put it in the main story, but I still was intrigued the whole way through, and I really loved this game. I think they did right by Harry Potter fans, and they made this game excellent, and I'm hoping they're working on Hogwarts Legacy 2 right now so they can get me that stat. I loved it. That's my game of the year for this year. Now we're gonna talk about the best platinum trophies I've gotten this year, and of course this is not exclusive to new games that came this year, but it just so happens that all of the ones on my list ended up being games that came out this year. So now I'm gonna give out awards for best platinum runs this year. And starting with number 5, I know this game is not the best. I definitely think they didn't quite nail it when it comes to the overall experience of it, especially with the lower budget. But when it comes to AEW Fight Forever, I think it has a great platinum trophy run. And I want to shout it out here and give it an award for that. Yes, the game isn't quite the game we wanted, but I think when it comes to getting the platinum trophy for this, it is quite a good experience overall. And that definitely stems from the fact that there are no online trophies to worry about, and that makes it one of, I believe, 3 or 4 platinum trophies you can get for wrestling games. Aside from, I think, excluding like the Fire Pro games, I think there's lots of those and there's platinum trophies for it. But strictly speaking to like the wrestling games in the 3D space kind of thing, like WWE is already going to sunset its older titles, and by older I mean 2K21, 2K22. They're already going to sunset those which were had online trophies, so those plats you can't get. And going back, you could only get plats for like Legends of WrestleMania, and I think one of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. I can't remember if it's 2010 or 2009. So it's very slim pickings for platinums for wrestling games. But this one is evergreen. You can do it whenever you want, and you can play it. You don't have to worry about any online trophies. So that's a start. Then you also have the fact that the game itself has some pretty interesting trophies in it. There's a star match system in it that you have to find a way to get a 7-star match, and there's a trophy for that. There's trophies for unlocking cool things, including one of them being Owen Hart. So you can work towards that and get the trophies. I forget what the name of the story mode is in this. I forget it already, but like I think it's called Road to Elite. Like the Road to Elite mode, it has its flaws, but getting the trophies for that is actually pretty good, and you're working towards stuff and being strategic when it comes to getting the trophies, and the way the sim elements work into things, I think it's good as well. I just had a great time getting the platinum for this. It stuck out in my head when I was thinking about it initially. What are the best platinums I played this year? And without looking, this came to my head. So even though the game may be not the greatest, I still think it's a good platinum run, and I definitely want to shout it out here. Then we're moving on to number 4, Moving Out 2. I think it has a great platinum run, and it is similar to the first Moving Out game, which I would shout out as well if I had done a list when that game came out. But it's just good in that it's got a bunch of cool miscellaneous trophies that you can kind of find in the overworld or get while you're playing levels. And then like the way the levels are structured, you have cool like objectives to do, like maybe you have to find a certain thing in the level that's kind of hiding there and you have to bring it on the truck with you, or maybe you have to do a certain feat to pull it off to get that star. And the trophies, they want you to get the side objectives done, but they don't restrict you to doing all of them, which would be pretty difficult because some of these side objectives are pretty difficult to pull off. Like the game has 266 stars, but it only wants you to get 200 of them for the plat. So you have some room to pick and choose which ones you're going to go for and which ones you're thinking about leaving. And the fact that you can do this all co-op is just as fun too. It's a very fun game already, and you can do it by yourself, which I don't think you can really do very effectively in the Overcooked games. You can't really play that game by yourself. It's just not the same. This, you can do it by yourself if you want to, and I like that fact if you don't want to find a co-op partner, but I do recommend playing in co-op. So this game is good, and the Platinum Trophy is even better. Go for this one. I am giving it my number 4 spot. Now, I told you the game is going to come back, and here it is, SpongeBob, the Cosmic Shake. I've waxed poetic about my yellow boy here, but when it comes to the Platinum Trophy, I can't think of a better 3D platforming Platinum experience than this one. You play the game, you get all your upgrades, you go back to the places where you've maybe been walled off, and now you can get there with the new skills that you have, and you get all the collectibles, and then you have some excellent trophies around the excellent boss scenarios, which I think really makes this Platinum run excellent. I had a great time getting the Platinum Trophy for this, and it's not very long. I think it took me about 12 hours, I think. 10 to 12 hours, so you don't have a huge time investment in it. You get these amazing bursts of creative, fun platforming levels, and you have to find all the collectibles, but it's not hard to do, and it's not a crazy amount of work to do it. And you get these awesome boss challenge type trophies where you really put your skills to the test, but not in a speed run kind of way where it gets like it drags on. It's just these, you beat the bosses in this certain way without getting this certain thing. Like for example, in the King Jellyfish fight, you have to make sure you don't get seen by him, so you have to make it to the top without getting seen, and it's all fun. I think this game is excellent. I told you, number 4 on my list, and here it's number 3 for my Platinum trophies. Alright, now if you know anything about me, I love shouting out my boy Crash Bandicoot, and I think Crash Team Rumble is a must-plat game, especially considering that it's all online required, because it is a team-based multiplayer game. Say it ain't so. I never thought I would put one on here, because usually when people put trophies for online multiplayer games, they are a grind. They make you play the damn game for 60, sometimes 100 plus hours. Like, you really fucked us sometimes with games like Battlefield 2042, where you have to play it 100 hours, or like some of the COD games really make you invest in that level 55 grind. But this one, not so much. The most grindiest trophy you will have to do for Crash Team Rumble is to get one character to max level, which is level 15. That's it. That's just one of the 8 base characters. And the total amount of time I spent with this game was about 28 to 30 hours. Not bad for an online game, right? And you can certainly have a lot of fun in that amount of time. This game, personally, I didn't quite enjoy it as much as other Crash games. And I know it's being updated now to have more content, and Spyro is coming, so I think I'm going to check it out very soon again, just to see what they've been up to with this. But playing this game, you're gonna have a pretty good time playing it, and when you're going for the plat, it's certainly going to be rewarding, especially considering that it has some excellent hero-based trophies. It has the only one character max level restriction, and then there's some cool trophies in there as well for playing as certain characters. I just think this is what all online based multiplayer platinum runs have to look like, because we can't be spending a crazy amount of time in these things just doing the same thing over and over again. Like, the people that are going to spend 100 hours into a game, like, they're not doing it for the platinum trophy. Let's be honest. They're doing it because they really enjoy the game, or they want to work towards a certain echelon. When it comes to like these like kind of like repetitive, kind of like multiplayer match type kind of like games, I think you gotta let people out earlier. When it comes to the platinum run, like, you can't be spending 100 hours in this stuff. or like something like Plants vs. Zombies Battle for the Neighborhood being like 130 hours, 140 hours. No, you gotta let us out earlier. Like, the reward for those types of people who want to spend that much time is the game itself and the accolades you can get in it and the certain things you can unlock. They're not playing it for the Platinum Trophy, so please do us a freaking favor and let us out at the 30-40 hour mark. I think that's fair. And this game definitely killed it on the Platinum run. I think Crash Team Rumble is an excellent Platinum Trophy. Only behind what I think is the best Platinum Trophy run of the year. That is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, I said what I said about the game. Maybe I didn't enjoy the story quite as much. You can hear some of my thoughts in the actual episode that I did for the game. But I think when it comes to the Platinum experience, this game really refined it to the point where it's absolutely perfect. I can't think of a better way you could make an open world game with a Platinum Trophy. And this is coming from someone who has a problem with a lot of open world Platinums. I definitely shouted it out a bunch of times when it comes to games like Horizon or some other games like Hogwarts Legacy's Platinum Trophy run. I had a problem with that. But in this genre, I think the best Platinum Trophy runs, definitely you don't feel like you're going for a Platinum Trophy. And that's how Marvel Spider-Man 2 operates. It puts its activities in the game so seamlessly that you're not chasing all these map markers. You're not like completely ignoring the story so you can complete a set of objectives before you move on, and then you end up forgetting what the hell is going on. Everything is blended so perfectly that by the end of my time with the game, I had maybe a few trophies that I needed to actually focus on, but everything else I was getting while I was playing the game, and I wasn't thinking about if I needed to do this for a trophy. That is the mark of an excellent Platinum run, where you can mesh the experience of the game experience and the Platinum experience together, and you don't really have to make the delineation between the two. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is absolutely the best Platinum Trophy of 2023, and it's not even close. This really did a great job, and as you can see by the Platinum numbers, that how many people are getting the Platinum, they did for the first game, and that had the awful crimes grind that still haunts me to this day. This doesn't have anything like that, and people are going for it in droves, going to get the Platinum Trophy, going all the way because it's absolutely worth making the jump. So, Marvel Spider-Man 2, congratulations, best Platinum of the year. Hogwarts Legacy, congratulations, best game of the year 2023. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys think, and whether you've enjoyed any of these games I've talked about. Which games are you enjoying? What's your game of the year? Let me know down in the comments section. I hope all your Platinum Trophy expeditions this holiday season go incredibly well, and peace out.